got a bit of glitter stuck in his throat. Because I hate that stuff as well, glitter. Oh, Christ. One birthday card is like 2 weeks of chaos. That shit gets everywhere, doesn't it? And it's terrible because it leaves a trail wherever you go, doesn't it? No wonder Gary got caught. It's... And it's terrible stuff. You get it on you can't get it off, can you? The other day I had some on my nipple. That stuff's harder to get rid of than a treadmill fart, isn't it? Doesn't know how much you press that button, it's going nowhere. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate it. I'm a very lucky man. I am a very lucky, I've got 3 children, very lucky man. I was only thinking that the other day. I was in the kitchen reading a newspaper. I heard a little voice go, "Daddy, I'm finished." From somewhere in the house. Well, hopefully the toilet. No, wait. And as I was wiping the bottom, I thought to myself, you lucky bastard. Because that's what they say, don't they? They say, oh, you're very lucky, and, oh, don't they grow up fast? Don't they grow up fast? And that's true, actually. My oldest daughter, she's nearly 6, came up to the other day, she said, Dad, I think I'm too old for CBeebies. Yeah, I don't want to watch CBeebies anymore. You know, she doesn't talk like that, by the way. She doesn't. She draw a bigger crowd than me, didn't you? No, she said, I'm too old for CBeebies, I want to watch CBBC. CBeebies is for little kids. And I didn't say this, I was going to say this, but I stopped myself. I was going to say, oh, really? Too old for CBeebies, are you? Then how come, right? How come you've got a squirrel on your T-shirt, yeah? A big, fluffy squirrel, and he's holding a balloon. Oh, aren't you mature? Yes. Oh, let's step back and let the big lady come through. I didn't say that because my wife doesn't like me treating the kids like hecklers. And also, apparently, stuff you say to kids when they're little, right? Apparently, it affects them when they're older. I know, sounds mad, doesn't it? You say something to them when they're little, when they're older, they go, oh, I need some crack. You know? I don't know who came up with that crackpot idea. Like, rains on Wednesday, don't get wet till Friday. Bonkers, isn't it? You know? There's all kinds of theories about bringing up kids. Apparently, right, you're not supposed to shout at children. How's that supposed to work? There's a car coming. But like I say, I mean, I do. I appreciate I'm a lucky man, you know, but I'm just a bloke. Every now and again I like to skive. You know, I think it's a man's thing. I just like to skive off for a bit. And if I get enough time, I like to go to my favourite shop, which is Lidl. Oh, I love Lidl, don't you? Oh, I can feel a few brethren out there going, yeah. I like it down there too. What I like about it is because I don't recognise any of the products. It's like being on holiday, isn't it? It's somewhere like Moldova. I don't know what stuff is. I go, oh, look at that, scronsploff. I don't know if it's butter or mastic. Often I just buy loads of stuff just to take it home and see what it is. Look at this, love. Puffin hearts. Oh, a bit like olives. Oh, look at this. Wasps cooked in their own business. And one other thing I like about it is that they've kept everything fairly basic. It's very simple, isn't it? You know, it's less a supermarket, more like some kind of famine relief centre. But what I really like about it down there is at the checkout, they don't offer you the bag for life, do they? They don't go in for what I call the bag for life shit. Don't give me that motherfucking bag for life shit, lady. Yeah, that confuses them. Yeah. I know, I hate that. I hate the bag for life thing. I think 'cause I'm out shopping. I don't want to think about my own death, you know? I'm just getting a few bits and bobs. Don't want to consider the end. Ain't no bag for life? You know what? I'm not even sure if I want these genitals for life. I don't believe in God. I think we're on this planet once. Why not try everything? That went down well, didn't it? I'm not saying I want a vagina. No! No, you got me all wrong. No. No, just maybe something furry, like a meerkat would be nice. Oh, that's lovely, that is. Oh, that's so soft. How do I feel? But also, the bag for life thing is, do you know why they last so long, those bags for life, right? Because you never fucking use them, do you? I'm always at the checkout going, oh, bollocks! I've forgotten it again! I've got a cummerbund at home that's seen more action. The only way I'd remember the bags for life, if I had them sewn into the sleeves of my jacket, like mittens. Like kids do, like that. And I just walk around with 2 bags for life. You got your bag for life? 2 bloody rights I have. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm ready, yeah. Now fill it with vodka and fags. I'm ironic. Let's see who goes first, me or the bag? It's a fucking jewel, mate. Don't get me wrong, I think they're a good idea. You know, I just think they don't go the right way about it. They're not selling them to us in the right way. Because the current system, they sort of shame you into it, don't they? The checkout girl pulls out the carrier bags, looks at you in disgust. Like she's pulling other women's knickers out of her husband's glove box. Maybe I've seen a bit too much into that look. She just might hate her job. And the other thing I like about Lidl is, don't worry, the whole show's not about Lidl, by the way. Now's time, I won't be going. Anyway, I was in Lidl on Tuesday. Now, the other thing I like about it is the way they just stick to what they're good at, and they, like all the other supermarkets, Tesco, Sainsbury's, they're into everything, aren't they? They do banking, insurance, petrol. Lidl don't do petrol. Even if they did, it wouldn't be called petrol. It'd be called something like stonk. And it wouldn't come in a pump. No. It'd come in a jar like Marmite. And spoon it into your tank. Careful, it's very strong. Because they all do that, don't they? If you're a successful company, if you've got a big, successful brand name, you exploit the brand, don't you? You think of other things to sell under that name. And, of course, there's one company that can never do that, and I feel sorry for them. And that company, of course, is Just Juice. Yeah, we're doing insurance now, just insurance. Well, it's not just insurance if you're still doing the juice, is it? If you actually do juice and insurance, it's like some kind of weird shandy you got going on there. Now, don't worry, I accept that's not hilariously funny. I do know that, don't worry. Saw a few faces down there going, he's lost it, mate. I accept that's not... But it's not boring either, is it? I think I've found a new area of comedy here. You don't necessarily laugh your tits off, but you don't walk off with a pissed off look on your face. Like, absolutely. What you do is this, you go, oh, God, funny old... He's right, he's right. I didn't thought of it like that. I don't know what it's called when we make that noise, but you'll be doing it a lot tonight. I'll give you an example of it. The other day I was watching an old Tarzan film, right? And just at the point where Tarzan was about to beat his chest, my brother-in-law fell down the stairs. Made a very similar noise to the one Tarzan was making. I went, oh, God, funny old... Tarzan's going, oh, you're going, ah. Are you all right? Are you okay? And the other day I picked our cat up by the front legs. You know, you pick a cat up there like that. And I was holding him for a bit, and you notice after a while you do that, they get longer and longer, don't they? I've got a telescopic cat here. And this morning, oh God, this is funny. My wife gave me a cup of tea, and I didn't know, right? I didn't know she'd already put 2 sugars in it, right? I didn't know that. So I put 2 sugars in, right? Oh, sweet it was. God, yeah. No, that's just boring, isn't it? There's a difference. There is a difference. It's very important to point that one out. But like I said, I'm a bloke. I like to skive. I'm a bit of a skiver. And another place I like to go to if I get the time is I like to go to my local petrol station. I like to hang out there for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little thrill. What I like about it is because they sell booze and porn, it's like I've had a night out, you know? And they don't sell any ordinary booze, you know, like Foster's, you know. I'd call that a driving beer. Wouldn't you, Foster's, yeah? That's a good drive. A couple of those doesn't make any difference, does it? I sometimes take a can to the doctor's surgery. You know, Foster's, yeah. Do I like that? Yeah. 4. It's nothing, is it? 4. No. Now, my local petrol station, they sell special brew. In a petrol station, that's you can't drive after a can of that. You couldn't operate a brush. Last time I had a can of special brew, within 20 minutes, I was shouting at lollipop ladies. Safety, bitches! And the major thing about special brew, if you notice, is you never see it advertised, do you? I've never seen an advert for special brew, you know. I suppose there's no point, is there, you know? The people who drink it can't be reached by normal advertising, can they? If you want to advertise to them, you've got to book space on the side of stray dogs. But also they sell porn in my local petrol station, which I've always found very weird, pornography in a petrol station. I've always found that very odd. Who drives along going, I fancy a wank? Yeah, I've got petrol, I've got fags, got a drink. No, right, I really fancy a wank, yeah. And, they sell it in the old-fashioned, obviously the old-fashioned magazine, you know, solid format, because eventually it's all going to be on the internet, isn't it? And I was looking at it, I was thinking, that's a shame, really, because when that goes, you know, a lot of skills will be lost, won't they? A lot of skills will die out, you know, that men have developed over the years of buying it discreetly, you know, and hiding it at home. You know, that they'll be lost. They're like old skills, you know, like making barrels or braiding a shy horse's tail, you know. Skills that we let go too easily, you know. Because I think hiding pornography is a skill that women really appreciate, but they never acknowledge. Maybe on your deathbed they might say something. I never found any. Thanks for that. But I know it's here somewhere. And when you're gone, I'm going to take this place apart brick by brick. Because you're a dirty bastard, aren't you? And he'll go, you'll never find it. It's in the other flat. The one you don't know about. I'll never forget my granddad's last words. They were very profound. We were all gathered around his deathbed, and he opened his eyes one last time, and just as he was closing them, he went, knock, knock. I can only guess about my grandmother's last words because she had a very strange passing on. She had one of those walk-in baths, you know, those baths with a door in. And one day she got in the bath, shut the door, had a bath, and then she couldn't open the door. You know, she had a bath, she couldn't get out of the bath, and she couldn't climb out. She wouldn't need the door in the first place. And after a while, she hatched a little plan. What she decided to do was to run the bath, right, till the water overflowed and filled up the flat to the same level as the bath, and then she could sort of float over the top like that. And it worked. And then she righted herself, you know, but then she couldn't turn the taps off. It was one of those days. She must have gone... Now she had a problem. The whole flat's filling up with water and she's rising with it. It would have got to a critical moment. There'd have been about 6 or 7 inches of room left before the ceiling. And her whole life would have flashed before her eyes. And she would have realised that at no point in her life had she ever learnt to swim. And the only thing that was keeping her afloat was her plastic hips. Which is what had got her into this mess in the first place with the walk-in bath. And I just hope in her final seconds that the irony of that wasn't lost on her. And she was able to go, oh, funny old world, isn't it? That's not true. It's not true. I made that up for a laugh. People looking at me like, that's horrible. That's very sad. And she fell in a combine harvester. I don't know why we bought it for her, really. It's stupid. I've got new glasses as well, which I'm very pleased with. Yeah, I'm going to Specsavers. Yeah. This wasn't my idea. Someone suggested it to me. I thought it's very rude of them since I'd just fallen in the river. Should have got Specsavers, mate. You don't even know if I can swim. Because that's how I swim, upright in camp. Now, I like wearing glasses. People say to me, why don't you get that laser operation on the eye? And I don't want to do that for two reasons. Firstly, because I know that out there somewhere is an eye surgeon who's a bit like me, you know, bit slapdash. Bit of a bodger, you know, got through all the exams somehow, kept his head down, nobody ever really noticed. And now he's operating on my eye with a laser beam. Do you reckon that's enough? Do you reckon that it's it? Yeah, a bit more. Can't hurt, can it? Oh, shit, that's too much, isn't it? Whoa, 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 whoa. I tell you what, when he wakes up, tell him it's free. But also, apparently, when you have it done, you can smell your own eye burning. I've never liked that smell. It's right up there with dry roasted peanuts for me. Like, whoa, whoa. But also, what I like about wearing glasses is any time I want, I can do this, right? And the world's a completely different place, isn't it? It's a sort of fuzzy, soft-focused, dreamy landscape. But nothing really bad can happen. Normal people have to take drugs to feel like this. They really do. With my glasses off, I'll drive through gaps I wouldn't dream of with them on. But it's fine when I take my glasses off, that's fine. It's when other people want to try your glasses on. We've got a couple of glasses wearers here, you two here. Have you noticed this? You know when people ask to try your glasses on, yeah? They never wait to be handed them, do they? Like, never. Anyone says, can I try your glasses on? They don't wait for you to give them. They just whip them off your face, don't they? It's so rude. They just, like, whip them off your face. You go, oh, thanks very much, I'm blind. Thank you. Then, right, what they do is they put them on, and they go, ha, 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 ha! How do you see through these? They basically just laugh in your face. You're fucking blind, aren't you? It's so rude. You wouldn't got someone in a wheelchair, would you? Go, let's have a go in that, mate. How'd you get about this thing? This is ridiculous, this is Got your Nan. Let's have a go on your teeth, Nan.
I've got a conversation with these in your mouth.
People are rude, though, aren't they? I was accused of being rude the other day. I got accused of being rude. I was on a train and offered this woman my seat, and she got very, very upset. She said, I'm not pregnant. I said, yeah, I know, but lose a bit of weight, who knows what might happen? I didn't really say that, I didn't. It's really pathetic what I said. I went, oh, sorry. And then I was walking down the carriage and I said to myself, why am I apologising? I was trying to be nice. So I just went, fuck off. Yeah. I was on fire. Cut myself. Because larger people are quite sensitive, aren't they? They are very, very sensitive. Be careful. I've got quite a few fat friends, or two, seems like more. And I love them dearly. I'm very, very fond of them. But they've got this double standards, haven't they? Because it's fine for them to make jokes about their weight. They make loads of jokes about their size, like little self-deprecating comments like, "Oh, don't leave all the food with me." I'm exaggerating a bit, obviously, but I'll eat the bloody lot. Any more of these stairs, I'll have a cardiac arrest. But that's fine, right? But as soon as I make a little comment, you know, about maybe where we should all sit on the boat, they get upset, you know? I suppose that's the thing about fat people, though, isn't it? They want to have their cake and eat it, don't they? That's right. One of the things I wanted to talk about in the show tonight, I want to talk about the critic crunch. One of the things I want to talk about. Not what happened particularly. I just want to talk about the phrase. It interests me as a phrase because it's one of those phrases, and there's a lot of them about these days, that makes something sound much better than it is, isn't it? Credit crunch sounds much better than recession, doesn't it? Global financial meltdown. You know, it sounds all right, credit crunch, doesn't it? It's like a breakfast bar or something. And there's loads of these phrases and words around which make things sound much better than they are, don't they? For example, cottaging. That sounds like a village festival, doesn't it? Well, they put a waistcoat on a ferret, and he runs through the village. Whichever house he stops at, they get a free ham, you know? If you didn't know what it was and someone said, "We're going cottaging," you'd be tempted to go, "Yeah, I'll come, that sounds all right, yeah." Do I need wellies? Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'd call that the bare minimum, mate. Comfort zone. You hear that one a lot. People say I was out of my comfort zone there. Didn't really feel like I was in my comfort zone. And what they mean by that is, I'm shit at this. But they don't, do they? They go, I was out of my comfort zone. You know? In my opinion, the only time you should use that phrase in a sentence is if you've done something like maybe put a panda, yeah, on a roller coaster. You see, I think Chi-Chi was out of his comfort zone on Nemesis 2 at Alton Towers. He wasn't. He didn't like the double corkscrew. Oh, no. Tell you the truth, he didn't like the drive up there. In fact, he hated it. And good job it was a hire car. He slashed the roof. Hated queuing. Hated it, you know, because they don't queue in the wild. No. They just do what the fuck they want. If it wasn't for the big bag of revels, we never got them on the ride. Talent, that's a word that always promises a lot more than it delivers, isn't it? Particularly when it's preceded by Britain's Got, isn't it? It should be called Freaks, isn't it? Britain's Got Freaks. Britain's got desperate freaks who look like they've just come out of the sea. Yeah, desperate freaks who really have left it so late in life to give them any chance of improving their surroundings or their lifestyle, you know. But they got to a point now where they're standing in lederhosen, singing Bright Eyes, beating themselves over the head with a tray, thinking, this will get me out of negative equity. Not Susan Boyle, though. She's a very different case, isn't she? She's a very talented woman. And also, she's a very powerful weapon in the war against terrorism, Susan Boyle, yeah. Because a lot of young extremists are thinking twice about blowing themselves up. Now they know what a real virgin looks like. Now, the reason I don't like those shows like X Factor and Britain's Got Talent is the way they revel in the elimination process, the getting rid of. You know, it's all about the shedding of people. And it reminds me at school, you know, we used to pick football teams at school, and you'd all line up, and there'd be two captains, and they'd start calling the names out. And it'd always be the same at the end. There'd be me and a girl with a built-up shoe. I'd hear that dreaded sound. Eleanor. Oh. And if you're last, they don't even call your name out. They just go, come on then. EasyJet. That's a bit misleading, isn't it? EasyJet, I mean, even I book a flight on EasyJet, I think to myself, we might be getting on a plane, we might not. It's more like bingo, really, isn't it? I do every time I get to the checkout, it's just chaos, people flying everywhere, panicking, loads of women in pink fucking Stetsons, you think, oh, it's just... I don't know. I feel like a veal calf for the chance. That's all I feel like. I might get out of this place. I might not. I don't know. It's not as bad as Ryanair. They're the worst because they're always trying to save money, aren't they? So he's always trying to cut costs. You know, he can have passengers. He wants passengers standing up on planes. That's what he wants now. And also he wants to get rid of the co-pilot. So you just have one pilot on a flight, as if to say he'll be all right. You know the guy who runs Ryanair? Yeah, I've worked out what he's doing. Basically what he's doing, he's playing Kaplunk with airline safety, isn't it? Let's take this out. Oh, still works. Oh. Oh, shit! Twitter, that sounds a lot nicer than it is, isn't it? Because Twitter, birds Twitter, we like that. It shouldn't be called Twitter, should we? It should be called just drivel, splurge of shite, bilge, just bollocks. It should be called bollocks. Are you on bollocks? Yeah, I love bollocks, me. I can't get enough bollocks in my life. I'm actually bollocking now as we speak, yeah. Oh, some bollocks has just come through. Brilliant. More bollocks. Can't talk to you, so I'm sending some more bollocks back. I can see why it's popular with celebrities, because it's perfect for people who can't shut the fuck up, even when they're on their own. Oh, I'm on my own. Don't like it. Thoughts are coming. That's how I imagine they do it. It's in a room going... I'm in a cafe having a panini. Well, waiting for it to cool down. LOL. Hot and cheesy. Yum, yum. What's the matter with them? It's like their heads are leaking, isn't it? You've gone... You know, if I was on Twitter, I'd put something interesting on there. Just had my 17th wank of the day. Always the best. I'm off to the council tip to suck the gas out of old fridges. And kill a seagull with a brick. Toodaloo. And the amazing thing is these people have followers, don't they? People follow people on Twitter, so I think it's madness, you know. Like Jesus had followers, didn't he? Jesus had, I mean, maybe that's why he said so much. You know, imagine every time you turn round, there's 5,000 people going. You can't go, oh yeah. Going for a bath. And I was thinking about twittering. You know, when birds twitter, we like it, don't we? We like it, I suppose, because we don't really understand what they're saying. No. Because probably what they're saying is not very nice, is it? Probably going, your nest is shit. You got a shit nest, mate. I've seen better nests than that in the bin. So they're not very funny birds. And you built your shit nest in a shit tree, haven't you? There's hardly any leaves on it. Look at it. Bark's all peeling off. You don't even look like a proper bird, do you? Your beak's too small for your head. Your feathers are all over the place. You're a shit bird in a shit nest in a shit tree. And when you leave your shitty nest, I'm going to fly over there. I'm going to ride your old lady. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to crash into your shitty nest. I'm going to shag your wife. And that's bad news for you, buddy. You heard of bird flu. I got chicken syphilis. Yeah. I mean, it's not scientific, that, by the way. I haven't researched it. This is just guesswork. I'm just guessing. This is what they say. I haven't spent any time researching it. Ethnic cleansing. That's another one, isn't it? Ethnic cleansing. No, the first time I heard that, I didn't know what it was. I thought, it doesn't sound too bad, you know? I thought it sounded like someone's dry cleaned a poncho. You know, that's what I thought. The reality of it is far too awful to contemplate, isn't it? It's, you know, I just thought, why did they come up with this word, you know? I hadn't heard the phrase ethnic cleansing for a long time until I saw Nick Griffin, the BNP leader, when he was on Question Time, and he used it in some deranged capacity, because he's a bit mental, isn't he? Yeah? He reckons the BNP aren't racist anymore. What are they then? Bit fussy. But I was watching it when he was on there, and I thought, he's a very strange choice of leader for the BNP, isn't he, Nick Griffin? Very strange. Because if you're the leader of the BNP, effectively what you're saying is, I want more people in the country who look like me. And what he's got going on isn't a great look, is it? I'd describe it as fire in Madame Tussauds. He's got one shoulder up there, one down there, like that, hasn't he? Like that. He looks like a puppet, one of the strings has been cut. He's got a bent nose, one eye going down the shops, the other one coming back with the change, isn't it? I'm just guessing, but I reckon difficult birth. If you had to bring out a range of aftershave, it'd be Difficult Birth by Nick Griffin. You need loads. Someone had a go at me about that piece of material. They said, oh, that's very clever, isn't it? Very clever, Sean. Having a go at someone because of how they look. Right. And I said, well, that's what he does. Yeah. I didn't. I went, fuck off. Yeah. I like it like that. Never done that before. Obviously, I feel good. Actually, when he went on Question Time, there was loads of protesters outside the BBC, and I remember one of them got in front of the camera, and he got in front of the news camera, and he said, "I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire." And I remember thinking to myself at the time, I would. Wouldn't you? You wouldn't turn down an opportunity like that. Piss on Nick Griffin, let me through. Are you a doctor? No, I need a piss. It's one of the 30 things I want to do before I die. I've swum with dolphins, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I drink some petrol beforehand so I was ready. I'd have a lovely long piss. Oh, yeah, I'd have what I call a service station piss. And I'm standing in the busy urinals of a service station just going, ah! And I don't care who hears me. I look round, I go, 20 miles had this bastard in. It was like Nam back there, man. Yeah, the last 10 miles, I had the sun visor between my teeth. I just pulled into the services, parked on a zebra crossing, and came out like, oh shit, the sat-nav, bollocks. I'd have a lovely long piss, yeah. But I just miss a bit. You know, sometimes about every 8th piss just seems to go off to the left or the right for some, I don't know, inexplicable reason. I don't question it, I just go, that's how life is, you know. Oh, sorry, Nick, I missed. What am I like? Oh, dear, yeah. Oh, by the way, ambulance came. It's driven by this Asian fella. I didn't think you'd like that, so I sent him away. Here we go. Because there's another phrase that does the opposite of what I was talking about. You know, make something sound much worse, which is that phrase, I really hate this phrase, broken Britain. I hate that phrase, right? It's obviously a very fatuous, stupid way to look at a country's problems. Go, it's broken. It's like a biscuit or a toy. It's fucking broken, you know? What really annoys me about it is it does suggest that there was a time when this country was just dandy. Everything was tickety-boo. People were just walking around going, consider yourself. Oh, diddly-doo, fish for sale. Yeah. People just doing congas everywhere, like cha 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 cha. What's going on? It's Wednesday. And I can only remember as far back as, say, the 70s. That's how far back I go. And things were pretty shit then, as I remember. You know, just on the basic of things like food. My diet in the 70s was pretty much exclusively mince. Every night, I'd sit down and there'd be a different version of mince in front of me. You know. And it was, for me, the 70s was just a river of mince going past my eyes. With different toppings, mashed potato, pastry. That was it, actually, just the two. And then just open top mince. And my mum couldn't bother to put anything on it, just have some mince and shut up. I never drank a drop of water the entire decade. Never. I swear, I never, ever drank water. I didn't start drinking water till 1995. I drank squash, litres of the shit every day. And this is before they regulated foods and drinks, you know. Christ knows what chemicals were in that squash. All I know is the first time I tried cocaine, I think to myself, seems familiar. I spent the entire decade just running like this, like, following the path of a bee that had been there earlier. I never stopped talking. I was like a 9-year-old chat show host. Is that your bike? How many gears? 3, 5, 7, 9, 12? What'd you get it for? Birthday, Christmas? Find it, you buy it, you borrow it, your uncles, your aunties, your brothers and sisters? Why are you wearing shorts? Not hot? What are you playing? Football, tennis, rugby, squash, badminton? See the Flintstones last night? Good, wasn't it? Turned out Wilma's mum wasn't coming to stay. No need to panic after all. You got a front door key? I have. Mind you, there's no point because I have to stand on a wheelbarrow to reach it, and that's locked in the shed. Mental, isn't it? Do you want to see a dead frog? There you go. Look. I was a lunatic, just sweating mince and squash. I was deeply unhappy as well, deeply unhappy, because I'm constipated just like everyone else in the country. Any time you had a fruit or a vegetable, it accidentally fell in the mincer. The whole country was constipated in the 70s. Everyone, the 3-day week was nothing to do with labour relations. People just couldn't carry that around for 5 days. It's terrible. In our bathroom, we used to have a light on a cord like that, and you pull the cord, and a fan used to come on, an electric fan, used to go... I naively thought that was for ventilation. It wasn't until the power cuts I realised it was actually to muffle sound. Sounds my dad would make. Sounds you'd make if you had to push a double mattress up a spiral staircase. Come on, you bastard! Come on! Oh, Christ. Is nobody gonna help me with this? And that wasn't the weirdest thing in our bathroom. Over the toilet roll, we had a crocheted Spanish lady. That affected my development. I'm a young lad. I got mince, squash and hormones coursing through my system. You know? Every time I go to the toilet, I put my hand up a little woman's skirt. Affected my relationships with women for a long, long time. Yeah, I thought they had toilet rolls around their legs. I was terrified of them. We had loads of weird things in our house. We used to have this thing called a nest of tables. Never understood that. I don't know what it was for, you know. I imagine there must have been a scenario where you needed 3 tables of different sizes. I suppose maybe the 3 bears would pop round and they didn't want to have their dinner in front of the telly. There you go, work away, lads. There were some fantastic comedians in the 70s, some fantastic comedians, but the majority were sexist, racist, homophobic. In fact, those were categories at the British Comedy Awards. Now, the 70s were fine, unless you happen to be black, gay, Irish, a woman. Terrible time to be a woman. Terrible time to be a woman in the 70s, you know. They had jobs, but they didn't get paid in money. They just got, like, vouchers for detergent and stuff. One of the examples they always give of broken Britain is just how pissed young women get in high streets, isn't it? They're always showing pictures of, like, they're going, young women, just, God, what are they? They get so pissed, isn't it terrible? You'll have a picture of a girl, she'll have her knickers around her ankles, like that. And she'll be going like that, going, hey. And they'll have some headline which basically says, God, And I always think to myself, why is that such a bad thing? You know, she's obviously got a job. You can't get that pissed on benefits, can you? She's out enjoying herself, yeah. The 70s, another terrible thing about the 70s, terrible time to be innocent, wasn't it? Dreadful time to be innocent, you know? Because there was no DNA in the 70s, no. Anyway, the police used to know if someone had really, genuinely committed a murder was if the murderer had left his scarf at the scene of the crime and it matched his hat and gloves at home. Disabled toilets. There were no disabled toilets. No. A disabled toilet meant the cistern had been smashed with a lump hammer. Like I said, food. If you wanted olive oil in the 70s, you had to go to a chemist. Yeah. You say, I'd like some olive oil, please. And the chemist go, what's your problem? Got a salad that needs dressing. Yeah. Salad cream, that sounds a lot better than the reality, doesn't it? You know, because what comes out of that bottle shouldn't go on salads and it ain't cream. It should be called albino ketchup, shouldn't it? Yeah. But I hate that phrase, because I'm a very patriotic sort of person. I am really patriotic. I'm very patriotic. I don't show my patriotism in the normal, traditional ways, you know, like during the World Cup, for example, my car wasn't covered in the flag of St George. In fact, I got into an argument with a guy at some traffic lights. He pulled up alongside me, and his car was covered in the flag of St George. And he looked across at me, and he'd seen me on some football panel show, and he went, call yourself an England fan? Where's all your flags? Because he was quite a sort of generic, stereotypical character. And I said, look, mate, all those flags in your car, so they're made in China. Yeah? Made in China. Whereas if you look closely, you'll notice that I am driving a Rover. Yeah? Comes bottom in every top gear pole and what car pole for economy, safety, handling, comfort. It's a piece of shit, right? But it's English. I said, when I get home, I'll have a can of Carling. It's disgusting. It tastes like a crow's pissed in your bath. And it'll be lukewarm because it's got a hot point fridge. You put more than 6 things in it, it can't cope, starts to heat them up. And then I'll go and sit on my DFS sofa, highly uncomfortable, highly flammable. I could have got a much better one, half the price from IKEA, but they're Swedish, so they can fuck off. Then I'll switch on my Rediffusion TV set. Like this. I'd like to watch, you know, The Sopranos or CSI or something like that. I can't. I've got to watch Keeping Up Appearances on UK Gold. It's not funny. It's not even boring. Actually makes me want to self-harm. I said, my life's a misery, mate. If I want to fly anywhere, I've got to go out and rent an old Spitfire. And go around old people's homes trying to find a pilot. I said, then my wife comes home, she's in a bad mood, yes. She'd been to the beauty parlour. She wanted a full Brazilian, right? But for obvious reasons, I wouldn't let her. No. She had to have a full English. They actually put hair on. It's like walking around with a doormat between your legs. Okay. C17. Oh, sorry, I meant to point out, during the course of the show, I do audience battleships. It's a bit of fun. And whoever's in that seat, all they have to do, I've got my book here, right, whoever's in that seat, what they have to do is they just have to give me their name a letter, any letter, and a word beginning of that letter, and I see if I've got anything on it, or if not, I'm knackered. No, it's a bit of fun. For example, say something like P, they said P and pirates. I see if I've got anything on pirates. It's a bit of fun. Trust me. Who's in C17? You don't need to stand up. It's fine. You can if you want. But what's your name? Janie. You're quite young. How old are you? 16. I got piles older than you. I feel bad even you knowing that, really. Well, welcome. What letter would you like? I know it's tough, isn't it? You probably had a really tough day at school. The last thing you want is, oh, I've got to come up with a letter. I came for a bit of fun and a night out, but pressure's on. What letter? F. And what word beginning with F? Football. Because sometimes people get tricky and they shout out, Fahrenheit. Inside I was going, it's going to be fucking Fahrenheit again, isn't it? And I still haven't thought of anything for it. Football? Well, that's easy, that, isn't it? Football. What have I got on football? Go to F. Oh, shit, fuck all. No, I love football. I actually think of one rule change that would really improve football, though. I think it's a very simple rule change. Instead of yellow and red cards, you know, when someone's done something wrong, I think they should have, like, blue and purple cards, yeah? And the reason I like that is because most managers are Scottish, aren't they, in the Premier League, and they can't say purple. I'd really like to see Alex Ferguson getting angry about Rooney getting a purple card, going, there's no way Rooney deserved a purple card. It was me, a purple card. Got a bit lucky there. I'll acknowledge that. F4. Hello. Hi. What's your name? Chris. Yeah. X for X-ray. X. Oh, you went a bit maverick there, didn't you? X. I'm going to pick one of the crazy letters. Yeah, well, my ship just came in. I got X-rays. What's that all about then? I really push people's patience with this. You know, I've had people wishing they were unemployed so they couldn't afford a ticket. X-ray. You know, I was wondering, you know, doctors at their Christmas parties, do you think they X-ray their arses? Like that. Oh shit, I've got cancer. Well, it'd be good, find it early, cure it. It's actually a really positive story, a life-affirming story about technology in the future. D16. Hello. What's your name? Jamie. And what letter would you like, Jamie? T. And what T? Tits. Tits. Well, there's no messing around with you, is there? Tits. You like tits? Yeah. Lovely pair of tits. Can't go wrong, can you? Tits, Christ, oh yeah, lovely pair of tits. I can't even find tea, let alone tits. Tits, God, yeah, tits. Funny thing about tits is, right? I've done this about 50 times. You'd think I'd have had tits before, wouldn't you? You don't realise how unique you are, Jamie. You're one in a million, tits. I haven't got tits, obviously. I'd like some, but it would cause problems in the family, I think. My wife doesn't want me to get a vasectomy. She just said, we've got 3 kids, get a vasectomy. And I thought, imagine if I went the whole hog, you know. Right. Had a full operation and that. I said, look, love, hey. I've gone the whole hog. You know what I'm like? I get an idea into my head and I just... To be honest, I'm regretting it already. Ah, what have I done? Anyway, we won't be having any more kids. Well, you won't. I'll tell you what's funny is, I mean, I've got nipples, obviously. It's funny, what's weird is, you know, on a very, 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 when water's very cold, or it's a very cold day, it's funny is how your nipples, they get bigger, don't they? Man's nipples get bigger, but your penis gets smaller. It virtually disappears. And I always think it's like a dry run for a sex change, isn't it? It's almost like try it out, see if you like it. No. E26. I get better at it as it goes on. Who's in E26? Sorry, I forgot the... hello, what's your name? Marjo. Can you shout it a bit? Marjo. Marjo. Right, fair enough. I'm not... It's an unusual name. Where are you from?
Finland.
Finland? Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Well, I didn't recognise it, that's all. Hello, Marjo. Don't know Finnish words, please, because I'm really knackered then. I struggle in the English language, to be honest. What letter would you like?
B, please.
What?
B.
B. For banana. For banana. B and banana. Can't go wrong with banana, can you? I mean, if I leave the house without any banana jokes, then I don't deserve to call myself a comedian, really, do I? No, it's fine. Because what I do is I just make up the joke about bananas. What are they all about then, bananas? What's going on? A bit like knobs, aren't they? No. No, Sean. You're trying to rise above that type of thing. Bananas, monkeys, bollocks, aren't they? I don't like bananas, but I don't like. I haven't got a problem with them. I don't like. Oh, I'm not afraid of them or anything. But I don't like. I'm telling you honest, I don't like buying most fruit. I don't enjoy buying fruit because I try not to use supermarkets. I like to use my local fruit and veg market, you know. And I thought I'd support local tradesmen, but they're so horrible, aren't they? The blokes who sell fruit and veg in markets, aren't they? They're so aggressive, aren't they? It's like, don't touch my fruit, don't look at it, don't even... They look like they've never eaten any fruit and veg in their whole life. This vodka and pies. They put their bananas in, they go, there you go, mate. They spin that bag round, that fucking bag. You'll never be able to open that, mate. In fact, sometimes they look at me like, what are you doing, a man buying fruit? What's a man doing buying fruit? You should be at home, curtains closed, watching the racing. That's what men do. I might as well wear a tutu when I go there like that. It's a bit of fun. Now, I was talking the first time about words and language. I'm a big collector. I love new words. I love hearing and collecting new words. I had a great new word recently. I'm sure many of you have heard this word. You know that word, chuggers. I love, you know chuggers? You know those people who stop you in the street, they work for a charity, they want your bank details. Well, people started calling them charity muggers, didn't they? Which I thought was great. I thought it was really good. Yeah, and then they shortened it to chuggers. And I've come up with a new word. Chunts. My bank details. Piss off. I got past one the other day, because sometimes you have to do a bit of shimmy past them. They stretch themselves out with a clipboard and they go... And I was about 10 yards away, and he shouted, he said, "Don't you care about the blind?" And I couldn't think of anything funny to say. So I went, "Fuck off." I'll be messing with me again. I couldn't leave it there. I went back. I said, "Tell you the truth, mate, I hate the blind." Yeah. It's their fault. Labradors are so expensive. You tried to buy a Labrador recently? I don't hate the blind, obviously. Heat of the moment, yeah. But I was really annoyed by this chugging chunt, you know? I mean, I'm a comedian. I'm always doing stuff for charity. I'm always doing charity gigs. I do loads of benefit gigs. I host charity auctions where I get pissed and buy stuff I don't need, you know? I'm always doing things, you know, like... You know, the other day I did a big benefit in Scotland, I did a big benefit for... I just went up to Edinburgh, did a big benefit for AIDS, charities, you know, stuff like that. I'm a big-hearted guy. I've got a heart the size of a disabled toilet. Probably the wrong choice of words there, but I'm just trying to describe how big it is. It's very big, you know. I probably offended some people there by saying that. Very clumsy. No, it's because it is very easy to offend people. I'm a clumsy man. But, no, it is very easy to offend people these days. I did some jokes recently on television and I offended some people. I was doing some jokes about people who are wheat intolerant, right? Because I've got quite a few friends who've got this wheat intolerance thing, right? And what it is, they come round your house and you offer them a sandwich, and rather than go, "Ah, no thanks," they go, "Oh, I can't. I've got a wheat intolerance." And what that means is, if you give them some wheat, nothing happens. Nothing. And you give them a bit more wheat, fuck all. You keep giving them wheat, after about 5 days, they feel a bit... Oh, I feel a bit... But they behave like they've got spina bifida, don't they? The people who are offended are called celiacs, and they are severely affected by wheat. They are severely affected by wheat, but they're like 0.2% of the wheat intolerant community, you know. And I'm sure they are a community. They've probably got their own fucking newspaper, haven't they? Yeah? I don't know what they're moaning about, these wheat intolerants, you know. They can do all their shopping in one aisle like that. Brilliant. I'm out of here. More time avoiding wheat. Wow, wow. But I responded to the celiacs. I said, look, obviously I didn't mean you. I meant those legions of people. I said, I know loads of them have kind of taken on board, appropriated an illness, taken on board an illness to maybe get more than their fair share of attention. Yeah? Maybe the attention they couldn't get from their personalities or achievements in life. Yeah? I'm not getting enough attention. I'll pretend I'm ill. Nothing serious, you know. Nothing that requires any effort. No, they're too fucking lazy for that, aren't they? You know, they didn't drag a leg around like that. You know. Oh, my leg. Yeah. You know, something slight, subtle, can't be proved. Not worth mentioning is my point. It'd be a bit like me coming out at the start of the show tonight saying, ladies and gentlemen, really looking forward to doing a great show tonight, really up for it, although I must point out I have got quite an itchy arse. I want to do a good show, but it's very itchy back there. But obviously a feature of being a celiac is not only are you severely affected by wheat, you've also got no sense of humour. Now they got really annoyed with me. One of them physically threatened me. Yeah, luckily I had some breadcrumbs. He was knackered. I sprinkled them all round him. He was sort of trapped there. And I was thinking about it. I thought maybe I was wrong. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have made that joke. And I thought, well, it'd be ridiculous. It gets to the point where you couldn't make a joke about anything because you're frightened of offending someone. So you've got to draw like a line in the sand, have some kind of moral guideline you're comfortable with. So what I've decided is I won't make any jokes about anybody's problem or situation if they've got their own categories at the Paralympics. Yeah? So if you've got races designed for your problem, I'll leave you alone, you know? So if I switch on the Paralympics and there's something like the wheat intolerance high jump, and they've got to get their moany arses over a loaf. Use a baguette as a pole vault. I'll keep stum. Or they have dyslexic categories, but they all turn up in Beirut instead of Beijing. The OCD hurdles. Takes about 4 days. Every time they jump over a hurdle, they have to pick it up and put it back on the rack. No, I'm not happy with that. That's not right. I've never done any jokes about agoraphobia. Never done any jokes about that. But if I did, you know, and I saw something like the agoraphobic javelin, I'd stop, you know, the agoraphobic. You know, it'd be quite hard for an agoraphobic to walk out into an athletic stadium, wouldn't it? It'd be quite intimidating. They'd probably have to come out in a caravan. A little caravan pulls up onto the track. And they wouldn't even come out of the caravan, no. They just open the curtains, chuck the javelin out. Close the curtains, drive off. Have a special little javelin so it didn't bash the back of the caravan. The irritable bowel syndrome weightlifting. They don't lift anything, that's too risky. They just do the faces. 160 kilos. But it's interesting how easily offended people are these days. People get very, very readily offended, particularly by what's on television. That's what amazes me. People get very offended by content on television, which I've never really understood, you know. How can you ever get offended by what's on television? You've got a remote. You just switch over. Hey, your remote, oh, I don't like this. Oh, switch over. Or you carry on watching, I don't like this. I still don't like it. Oh dear, this is awful. You know? Being offended by what's on television is a bit like someone who's got a nut allergy going into a nut shop, isn't it? I don't like them. They make my head blow up 3 times its normal size. You bastard. I mean, really, the only time you should be offended by what's on television if Hugh Edwards, during the news, personally calls you a wanker. I mean, I think it's particularly bad since the Jonathan Ross, Russell Brand phone calls. Since they made those phone calls, everything's got quite bad, hasn't it? And I always thought the BBC handled that very badly, all the sackings, the suspensions. They shouldn't have done that. The Director General of the BBC should have gone on the news. I believe there's a lot of complaints about these phone calls to the actor Andrew Sachs. I'd just like to say, on behalf of the BBC, fuck off. And, I think the BBC missed an opportunity there, right? Because if he'd said that, then they could have made the BBC complaints line a premium rate number. That would have got rid of the licence fee overnight. People just phone up saying, I can't believe you. And it's brilliant, you could make programmes to cause as much offence as possible, you know, and it'd be brilliant. You could refund the BBC, you know. You know, at the end of Top Gear, the Stig takes off his helmet. It's Michael Barrymore. Open the Ready Steady Cook bag. There's a kitten and some bleach. Some kind of omelette, I guess. An episode of Doctor Who where they used the TARDIS to bring in illegal immigrants. Come on, there's thousands in there. After 2 hours live Badger watch, Bill Oddie gets fed up, chucks a firework down the hole. Here they come. You can swear on Channel 4 as long as you're a chef, for some bizarre reason. For some weird reason, chefs are allowed to swear. You can't swear on gardening shows or property shows. I've never heard Kevin MacLeod halfway through Grand Designs go, well, winter's drawing in, they still haven't got the fucking roof on. Which is a good reason to swear, isn't it? Not because some broccoli's overcooked. eating broccoli is too fucking soft. I can't fucking cook this fucking soft broccoli. They haven't got a roof, Gordon! Get some perspective, man! I think there should be a lot more swearing in those property shows. I think DIY SOS should be called Who Made This Piece of Shit? And you can see why they let Gordon swear. He's got issues, hasn't he, Gordon, you know? You don't get those lines in your face worrying about roast potatoes, do you? Some serious shit's gone down there. And nobody likes gratuitous swearing. I don't like it, particularly in porn films. I think, come on. You're both having a lovely time. She's performing acts of great kindness. All you can do is swear. I can't listen to it. I have to turn the sound down. I can't. Put level 42 on. I always think it's funny in the tabloids because they want to print swear words, don't they? But they can't. So they always print the first and last letter and put a load of asterisks in there. So it'll be like Jordan called Peter an F star 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 G C star star T. That's the closest most Sun readers get to a crossword, isn't it? I've got folding coat. Sharp-tongued young lady, isn't she? So, it's weird paper, The Sun, isn't it? Sometimes I think The Sun's really funny. Like, I think news in briefs in The Sun, I think that's very funny. You know, they have the page 3 go, a little bubble or a comment on the topical news of the day. You know, it's not like Avril from Gosport thinks it's outrageous that Gordon Brown misled the Chilcot inquiry. She's standing like there with her tits out like that. Yeah, I think it's really outrageous. And I'm all wet. No, because I think that's funny. That's a good joke, isn't it? Because you don't associate glamour models with having strong opinions on those subjects, do you? I mean, let's face it, they're not the brightest, are they? You know, they spend more time in their school uniform now than when they were meant to. Sometimes it's a bit creepy, The Sun, isn't it? You know, like that girl from Harry Potter, Emma Watson, played Hermione, right? You know her, you know, they had a countdown to her 16th birthday. But they did, that's true, I'm not making that up. They did, you know. I was thinking, imagine if I did that. Imagine the trouble I'd get into if I did that. If I followed 15-year-old girls around the street. 5 days to go. We're all very excited. Look, I made an advent calendar. I think I'd end up on the front page, wouldn't I? Ironically. I said there's one show on Channel 4 I think you could have a lot more swearing in, which is that show 10 Years Younger. Yeah. Or as I like to call it, Please Reduce My Ugliness. Where did they get those people from? You don't see them wandering about, do you? I think they put adverts at the end of tunnels. And they come out at dusk like that. Get the one that can read. Because are you a buck-toothed, floppy-arsed, cock-repelling growler. So ugly you make men stab themselves with their erect penises. Like that. It's a lovely image, isn't it? I was watching it the other day, actually. I thought I'd check myself out. And I went and I stood in front of the mirror. I stripped off, stood in front of the mirror. And to my surprise, I realised I got a six-pack. Yeah. Trouble is, it's in my forehead. Look. That's bad, isn't it? Look at that. I don't know if you can see that up the top, but basically I make Ramsey look like Hannah Montana. So can Hannah my face get like this? You know? Well, what's causing it? Well, I was thinking, what have I seen to pull this expression so much in my life? What have I seen? The only explanation for this expression was if I had Alzheimer's and I drove a ghost train. You know, I'm sure there's an explanation for all of them. I mean, that one there, it's when the council changed the bin collection day. This deep one here, that's man's inhumanity to man. Oh, the human race has done some terrible things, isn't it? And that one there is when they changed GIF to SIF. No! This one here I've worked out, that's the thousands of hours I've spent in my life looking for keys. I worked out I spent at least 6 months of my life in the hallway of my house just going, oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking keys, fucking, My wife always says the same thing. Have you looked everywhere? I go, no, of course I haven't. Because I'd have found them, wouldn't I? They've got to be somewhere. We're not suggesting they've dematerialised. To be honest, I haven't even covered the Northern Hemisphere. I've just done the hallway and a bit of the kitchen. I didn't even lift anything up. I just went, fuck, lost them. This here, between my eyes, I've got two lines between my eyes. They're permanently there. They're like buttocks in my face. Right. It's like someone sitting on my face going, having a nice day, son. And I call these my lack of respect lines, you know, because I don't feel like I get enough respect in society. I'm not saying I want awards or OBEs or anything like that, or I don't want people to step back when I walk in the room. You know, little things would be nice. Maybe if people didn't speed up when I cross the road. So I wouldn't say it happens on a regular basis, but often enough to make me feel like a less than valued member of society. I'm sure many of you have experienced that. You're walking across the road and you think, they're speeding up, aren't they? It's horrible. But what's worse about it is what it makes you do. Because you have to accelerate from a casual walking pace. You're walking across the road like this, you go, they're speeding up, aren't they? And then you have to do this, you go, like you're in Swan Lake or something like that. And it happened to me recently. I was crossing a road and this VW Golf came over the brow of the hill and I heard the revs go. I thought, right, we're on. And my heels got onto the curb just as the car went past. Like that. And I did what most of you have done here, well, many of you would have done the same. As he was driving off, I went like this. I went, "Wanker! You wanker!" And I think this is fair enough. I call this the pedestrian's horn. I haven't got an inbuilt horn. If I did, that'd be fantastic, you know. If I had this permanently rigged up to speakers all over the country, it'd be fucking great. I just go, "Oh!" How good that would be. That would be great, wouldn't it? To be honest, I'd abuse it. I'd use it when it wasn't necessary. I'd be an old lady with checkout paying with coupons. "Oh!" Someone on the wrong side of an escalator. "Oh!" Some chugger comes up to me. "Would you like to donate money?" "Ah!" I just hang around Starbucks waiting for people to say, "Can I get a coffee?" "Ah!" It's not get, it's have. If you get a coffee, you work there. They get the coffee, you have it. Ah! That's another line. But sadly, I haven't got that, so I have to use this. This is the next best thing, you know. And I think what I'm communicating to the guy as he drives off, what I'm communicating is, hey, I know you tried to kill me, yeah? I'm not thrilled about it. So let's not meet up on a regular basis and do this, yeah? But he obviously didn't agree with that, because he stopped. So I thought I might stop as well, yeah. Oh. The old cricket season's starting soon, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like chicken tonight. I feel like chicken tonight. Because I was thinking, if I hadn't have done that, if I just carried on, because he started reversing towards me right now. If I just carried on, he'd have reversed right up to me and I'd just gone, This, nothing. No, I love those gold blenders. Yeah. But anyway, he did. He started reversing up the road towards me and I thought, I can't do that as well. I can't walk back across the road. Yeah. Let him have another go. Go on. It's a bit of fun, wasn't it? Yeah. And he wound the window down, and he was a horrible-looking bloke, really horrible. He looked like the sort of bloke, you know, the sort of blokes who turn up at sex trial just to bang on the van. Those sort of people. And he wound his window down, and he looked me in the eye, and this is absolutely true, what he said, I swear, it's absolutely true. He looked me in the eye, and he went, "Did you wank me off?" And I wanted to laugh. But I didn't feel the mood was right. But what I couldn't believe was he didn't realise what he said. He didn't realise, because he said it again. He said, "Do you think you can just wank me off like that?" Nobody wanks me off. Which may explain the excessive speed. But I should point out at this moment, because my wife, sometimes she doesn't like me to bring loads of carrier bags back from the shop, she just gives me like one of her shopping baskets. She says, "I'll take that. And that was what I was carrying that day. And it was like a real lady shopping basket. It was bright green plastic, like that, with big green handles. And on the side was a purple and pink flower. So that's what I was carrying. So I looked pretty soft, you know. I'm not a hard man by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not as soft as I looked carrying this. Basically, this is what he saw going across the road. I look like Julie Andrews. So then he said to me, do you want me to break your jaw? There's no right answer to that, is there? If I say yes, that means yes. If I say no, that's like, yes, please. So, you know, when you're in a tricky situation, sometimes you don't think, you just act. So the first thing I tried was, I just went like this, I went, hoo! Because I thought there must have been a first time for Spider-Man, yeah? I thought, I'll give it a go. I've never actually done that before. Might get lucky. Obviously, nothing happened, because I probably wouldn't be here now. I'd be fighting crime. So what I did was, and I didn't really think this through, what I did was I lifted the basket up so it was very close to my face, right? And I looked him in the eye and I said, by the way, this isn't mine, you know. And it sort of worked. It sort of worked. Well, I say it worked. He spat at me, called me a cunt and drove off. I was quite pleased with that. If you'd offered me that at the start, I'd have bitten your hand off. Spat at, called a cunt, drove off. Let's do it now. Where do you want me? Over here? Bye. I don't think an ombudsman could have done a better job. But as he was driving off, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if he'd still realise what he said. He's probably drove off and he'd probably going, yeah, nobody wanks me off now. Anyone thinks they can wank me off, they are very much mistaken. When really what he should have been thinking was, why did he do that? No, actually, I came to the conclusion that I might have, in my life, masturbated a bit too much. The reason I came to that conclusion was I was having this conversation with a group of friends. You know that, and you've all had this conversation. I'm pretty sure everyone in this room's had this conversation. You know that conversation you have where you're talking about what were you doing when, like, a famous person died? You know that conversation you had? You know, and we were talking about what we were doing when Lady Diana died, and I remember very, very vividly I was masturbating in front of the television, you know. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. You know, why would I be? Although snooker was on, so it wasn't easy. But I thought, that's terrible, isn't it? That's terrible. That's terrible, isn't it? Like, someone's just randomly chosen a snapshot, a moment in time. They've just randomly chosen that. And if I happen to be masturbating then, it suggests I've been doing it too much, you know. Then I thought, well, maybe I was just unlucky with that one. So I said, try someone else. They said, the Queen Mother. I went, oh, you're joking, aren't you? Oh. All right, an event, 9/11. Oh, this is a setup, isn't it? For a while, I thought maybe my penis was evil. But not Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson died, I wasn't. I was actually driving down the motorway and I was listening to the radio, and I was actually listening to Radio 4, and the news came on Radio 4. And the way they delivered the news was a very sort of unsensational way. The newscaster went, the singer and entertainer Michael Jackson has died of a cardiac arrest at a Los Angeles hospital. This summer, he was due to appear at a series of concerts at the O2 Arena. And there was a little beat, and he went, those concerts will now not be taking place. I kid you not. As if there's people driving along going, what, none of them? He's cancelled the lot? Well, so it's very patronising of Radio 4. They're probably going, do you think they understand that because he's dead, he won't be able to do the shows? Do you think we should explain that to them? Because, you know, some of them out there, they really haven't got a clue what's going on. You know? They might as well have gone, the singer and entertainer Michael Jackson is dead. He's dead, 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 dead. This summer he won't be singing, he won't be dancing, he won't be moonwalking. Because he's dead. There are snails in your garden that have got more chance of appearing at the O2 Arena than Michael Jackson, because they're alive and they can slowly pull themselves towards what used to be the Millennium Dome, whereas Michael Jackson is just dead. The weirdest thing about it, though, was my phone was in the pocket of the door, and as I was driving along, I'd heard about 4 texts hit my phone. And afterwards, I looked, it was just jokes. People, do you remember that? People texting jokes. Do you remember that? Just people, it's mental, in response to someone's death. People just firing jokes all over the world. I was looking at like someone's dead, going, ha ha ha, whee! Bizarre. I was thinking probably the guys, even the guys who were resuscitating him in the hospital, were probably getting jokes on their phone. They were going, beep, like that. You see that one? That's a good one, that one, yeah. Oh, the children's ward. That's funny, that is, yeah. Oh, shit, we're losing him. Christ. He was probably dead for about 10 minutes before they realised. Just all the tech sounded like his life support machine was working. I honestly didn't think he'd die like that. I thought he'd die in something like a fairground accident, you know? Like he'd wander around Neverland one day, you know, all on his own, get on the waltzers, like that, drop the remote. Oh, shit. Like that. Nobody visits for a couple of days. He just gets waltzed to death. Someone turns up 2 days later, his head's come off. His body's just there like that. Like, But what I thought was strange about the whole thing was the amount of funerals he had. He seemed to have like 3 funerals. The first one in the Staples Centre, that was like he was engaged to be dead, wasn't it? Then another one, then another one. And it got me thinking about my own arrangements, my own shuffling off. And I thought, I don't want a big hoo-ha. I'm sure there won't be, you know. But I don't even want an undertaker. No. I want a man with a van, right? To come round our house, you know. Little Bedford rascal, you know. No job too big, too small. Someone called Terry. Yeah, yesterday I took some gnomes to the skip. Yeah. Different every day, this job. Different every day. I don't want a coffin. I want to be rolled up in bubble wrap. And carried out like a carpet. So we won't be able to resist popping it during the service. Sean was a well-known entertainer. Oh, sorry. I don't want to be buried. I don't want to be cremated. I don't want my ashes put in a rocket and fired over a mountain range. No, when I die, I want to be fly-tipped. Like that. Over a hedge down a country lane. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. So I'm still annoying people when I'm dead. And I want my arm varnished in this position. Just in case that bloke drives past. Is he wanking me off over there? Of course, they won't let me do that. They won't let me do that, will they? So I'll have to be cremated. But they won't even let you scatter your ashes wherever you want. Because if I could have my ashes scattered wherever I want, I'd have them scattered in Piers Morgan's eyes. You've been a fantastic crowd. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for all your help. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Actually, one of the things I wanted to talk about in the show was recently I've become quite interested, or I've become concerned, it's something that concerns me, is about female role models. It's something that recently has come up on my radar of concerns, because I've got two daughters, you know. Before I had daughters, I wasn't really that concerned, to be honest. I wasn't that interested in female models. To be honest with you, I didn't really give a shit, you know. I couldn't give a much. If someone had asked me, how do you feel about how women are represented in the media and the subsequent effect on the behaviour of young women, I would have gone... Does that answer your question? I cared more about the new font on my local takeaway menu. I like the old one. But I've changed. I've become concerned about it because obviously it's going to affect me. And anyway, I was thinking about it because there's a lot of talk about role models. People say someone's a good role model, someone's a bad role model. Mostly people say people's a bad role model. And I actually thought role models, when people say someone's a bad role model, it's a politically correct term, I think. Because what they're saying really is, can you not do that because stupid people will be affected, you know? Please don't do that, because stupid people copy people like you. The rest of us, most of us, you know, we don't give a shit what celebrities do. We're not that stupid. But basically it's saying, don't do that, because stupid people might do it, and we're supposed to look after them, you know. We're supposed to protect the stupid. Ideally, we'd put them in camps. Yes, I know, but we're not allowed to, you know. I think that would be fine. They'd enjoy it, you know, just put a few hammocks in there and stuff, you know. It'd be like Live, You've Been Framed. Just go, way! But for example, someone who's always seen as a really bad role model is, say, someone like Jordan. Well, I think that's very unfair on her. I've only got two slight quibbles with Jordan. One is the name, changing your name from Jordan to Katie Price. That's a bit like Noddy going... I'd like to be called Derek Jarvis from now on. Yeah, still wear the hat, drive the little car, but I've moved on, I've matured. Yeah? And the other thing is the tanning thing. You know, a tan can look nice, but she's gone way too far the other way, hasn't she? She's now the colour of a hangover piss, isn't she? Yeah. You know, some days you look down and go, what was I drinking last night? And I think that tanning thing, that is a bad example because, you know, it encourages young women to use sunbeds, which is a high chance it will cause cancer. And I can talk about that because I've actually had skin cancer a long time ago. Luckily, they caught it early and I was fine, you know. I didn't catch it from sunbeds. I used to work on building sites for many years. And, you know, you work with your shirt off and it's quite hard to get a big Irish foreman to rub a bit of ombre solaire in your back. Mick! Mick! You wouldn't be a poppet, would you? But someone who I actually think is, I've been thinking about this, who I think is a really good role model for young women is Madonna, actually. I think she is. She gets a lot of stick as well. But I actually think, because what I like about Madonna is she doesn't take any shit, does she? She does everything on her own terms. She's completely uncompromising. Whatever she chooses, how she wants to do it, she does it her way. And I think that's quite admirable. And also she's quite pioneering, isn't she? Like, she was the first person to use these microphones, you know. It was either her or McDonald's, wasn't it? I can't remember. I don't know who got there first, but I always think Madonna. And she started using, because she needed them for her special dancing that she invented, you know, because she invented this, didn't she? You know, all the singers do it now. They sort of move around like that and go, some attitude, and they go like that. Madonna invented that. She was the first one to do it. And it was a very good way for her, because she'd have a leotard on and a funny bra, wouldn't she? It was a very good way for her to show off her sexual wares and get about. See all me bits, and I'm moving around. She's a very overtly sexual woman, isn't she? You know, she's wandering around going, look at that up there, you see my top 6. Sorry, I can't do accents, by the way. My American comes out as Australian. I'm sorry about that. I'm a man of restricted talent. Yeah, this is the top 6 area here, mate. That's you can have a whole lot of fun up there. It's a right old laugh up there. You're very lucky if you get near that. Now down here we've got a completely different zone. Yeah, that's party time. If you're lucky enough to get near that, you little rooster. And round here we are. This is the real jackpot, mate. If you get anywhere near that, it's your fucking birthday. I worked out her dancing basically is milk, lemonade, round the corner, chocolate's made, isn't it? She has a choreographer at the start of the stage shouting it out. Milk, lemonade, milk, chocolate, chocolate. Chocolate milk, lemonade, chocolate milk, lemonade. Lemonade, chocolate, milk. Chocolate. Will you fucking change it, will you? No, I'm slightly fascinated by her because she's such an overtly sexual